Jay Milton here, Stretford, Paddock. Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. United breaking the record for the longest unbeaten record, away from home record, in the Premier League. And more importantly, getting 3 points at Molineux, especially when it looked like we weren't going to get any. Joining me is Andy Tate. Andy, happy? Happier than you were during the first half of that game?
Yeah, smash and grab, and the Panther pounced.
The Panther, smash and grab, and the Panther pounced. Very apt. And also our resident Wolves fan, Tom Parker, who's a good sport, and had a good chat on the watch along. Yeah. Slightly annoyed at that United goal, shall I say, Mr. Parker?
Yeah, I still think it was a foul, but I'm going to be biased.
Right, he thinks it's a foul. I don't. Get involved in the comments. Let us know if you think it was a foul. The build-up to Mason Greenwood's goal. Mason on fire, 3-3 for him. Give us a like. Hit that like button as well. And get involved in the chat and the comments. I will get to all your chats and comments later. I'm just seeing on the telly there, on the graphic. You guys can see it as well. Manchester United and Wolves stats. United had 10 shots. Wolves had 15. 3 United shots were on target. 6 of Wolves were. 57% possession for Manchester United. 43 obviously for Wolves. 81% pass completion rate for Wolves, 86% for Manchester United. The big thing there, chances, 0 for Wolves, 1 for United. I think that's a bit, I'm not sure about that.
How does that work if it's 0 chances?
I'm not sure about that one.
Strange.
One thing we will say though is Wolves, regardless of that graphic, did have some chances from the get-go. 2 minutes in, Tom, you counter him with Adama Traore, who, before the game, pretty much a lot of what we all discussed came to fruition. We spoke about Traore being a handful, but not being as productive, which is kind of his afternoon. You mentioned Mason Greenwood. We'll get into that. But when you saw the start you were having, Andy was losing his shit. Were you thinking this could be our day?
I don't know. To be honest, I think after Sai's missed his chances, I thought, United are probably going to nick this.
I mean Wan-Bissaka's clearance off the line. I mean, that's as good as a goal. I get it, but it's I mean, you dominated the first 20 minutes, and to be fair, you should have been 2-0 up at least.
Yeah.
I mean, the midfield, and I say your attacking prowess, it was pretty good, didn't it?
We're just watching, sorry to interrupt you, Andy, we're watching the Pogba foul again. It doesn't look much there for me. We're just looking at different angles here, because this is a talking point here. Did Paul Pogba foul Ruben Neves in the build-up?
The ref's right on top of it.
He's definitely collided with him. I think the issue that some people have with it is, like, obviously, if it was the other way around, would it be given? I don't know. It's a 50-50.
I'll give you an example.
It's a 50-50.
I'll give you an example.
It's a 50-50.
We got, remember Tottenham last season?
Yeah.
Park. The Tottenham player, not Park. But what you call it, the Tottenham lad.
Which one?
He just went down.
Kim Min-son.
Yeah.
Kim Min-son, he just went down, and he's like, it's minimum contact. You see him at every. There's a difference.
Andy getting his South Koreans mixed
up.
No, but there's a difference. That gets disallowed.
Some part was in the house.
It's 6 half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, they're going over this relentlessly on Sky, by the way. I'm going to get in some of your comments about the foul, that is. Abhinav Verma says, people saying we should have no excuses winning the league now that we got CR7, but winning the league, 10.5 players, you know who is at fault. It's tough. I'm going to start with this because I want to talk about it and then move on from it. Fred, because you were losing your mind earlier on.
I'm losing my shit.
Yeah, about Fred. He was very wasteful. He gave the ball away a lot. You were getting a lot of joy out of him. I don't mean you personally. I mean Wolves.
Oh yeah, no, I thought it was some of the
Wolves were benefiting from him.
Yeah, but I got to the point where our chat was relentlessly about Fred. You were getting really annoyed with him, and I'm not Fred's biggest fan, but I was a little bit like, he's having a stinker, but there's 10 other players on the pitch that aren't exactly covering themselves in glory at the time. Not as bad as him, but I think others could have stepped up a little bit. Did today's performance sort of highlight how important a CDM is for Manchester United?
Definitely. Again, it's there to be seen, and you could see Solskjaer looking. I mean, if he knows he's seen it, he won't admit it publicly, but he knows he's crying out. There's got to be one more deal to do between now and Tuesday, and you got to make it happen. Really make it happen. If you want, all right, we've got. I mean, that layer of cake. If you want to complete that cake, you get that last ingredient by Tuesday. You've got your cake, and you've got to fucking bring it forward and put it in the oven and bring it to fruition. Make it rise. We are crying out for a fucking midfielder.
I'm just curious, right? Because I can see Souness is going on about the Pogba thing. So, God no. Souness, I want to see...
is he slack? Could you, in the comments, so is he giving Souness...
Let me read it out. Souness is saying Pogba didn't make any contact with the ball, so how is it not a foul? He's got away with one. I mean, that's not a surprise.
I'll be honest.
Souness, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest.
Says that.
You can't take Souness' opinion on Paul Pogba too seriously, to be fair, because he just hates him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There is an agenda. There is an agenda.
It just doesn't.
It's an agenda.
I don't know. I think if I was a Wolves fan...
People could say that about me and Fred.
I think it depends what side of the fan base you're on, right? So if I was a Wolves fan and we had a goal chalked off for that, I would be annoyed. But then at the same time, you know, from Wolves' perspective, you know, most of the fans would see that as a foul. I think it depends on the angle. The angle that's from behind Pogba, the camera, it doesn't look like he's actually touched him. But then the reverse, when it's behind Neves, you can see that he's gone studs up into his ankle.
There was no intent to hurt, though.
No, there wasn't. No, I'm not. But it's not about intent. Sometimes a foul's a foul. You could accidentally trip someone up. Unfortunately, in the league these days, that can be how it is. Like the penalty that Spurs got against us in last week. Dele Alli's literally just ran into our goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Like he's seen that he's come out and he's stretched his leg out and just ran into him. Right? Even then, there was minimal contact, but they've given that as a foul. So you take that into consideration. You see this one where he has gone studs up and he has made contact. I don't think it's a yellow. I don't think it's a red. I just think it's a foul. But obviously, you know, United fans, feel free to disagree. I mean,
no, you've been right. To be just fair to Tom, I get it. You know what I mean? If that was the other way around, we'd probably be arguing the other toss. What we do as football fans. And you were very, very objective throughout that game as well. So let us know what you think. John in the Super Chat says, we've drawn that type of match for 5 years. Buzzing. Varane's mint. That was vintage. Dave, please get a midfielder in before the deadline. I want to talk about Raphael Varane. I think he got an assist there, didn't he?
He was
good.
Goal.
And he even did that before you picking up. You want to talk about him. Did you see his clearance in the second half? And he was literally having a go at, come on, lads, come on, what's going on? That's what I want to see.
He had a really strong debut. I was impressed with Varane. But again, though, he's a world-class defender. This man's won he's won 4 Champions League.
He's won a lot.
He's won the World Cup as well, you know, and La Liga. He's going to bring that sort of experience. I thought he was excellent today. I don't think United fans can have anything to worry about him. I think he's going to be.
I think Raphael Varane has done exactly what he's brought in to do, and he's shown it already.
He kept a clean sheet.
To be fair, he's played with Ronaldo as well, and them two will know what he's needed. And Pogba. Yeah.
Understanding there. And they've won the World Cup together.
But Varane and Ronaldo at Real Madrid, they won 3 Champions Leagues together, so they know what is needed in that dressing room, and they will tell them players, lads, you got to book up your ideas if you want to do something.
4? Well, you're right. It might be 3. Was it 4 or 3?
4 Champions Leagues.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's 4, isn't it?
2 La Ligas.
Yeah, 3 La Ligas, 4 Champions Leagues, yeah.
And 1 World Club Championship.
Well, yeah. Leo Man United says, come on, this team should be playing better and beating these last 2 games. We're not playing Bayern Munich. This is in coaching and manager. I mean, we won today, though. I get what you're saying, but
he's right, though.
We won this game. So do you not say, okay, because I want to say something, right? And people might not like this, and people may say, oh, you're chatting shit. And I'm not saying he's remotely in the same class when it comes to manager, because he's not. But I've seen a lot of those types of games under Fergie. Like those games where we rode our luck a little bit and got a bit of a smash and grab. I remember seeing a game at Charlton when we were dreadful.
Ollie makes
and we did that.
Ollie makes a substitute after 52 minutes. Now that is a fucking first I've seen.
Well, do you not think then, Andy, with that? Because he's been criticised for not... He got criticised, right, for not starting Varane, not starting Sancho. He does that. He gets criticised for not making changes quick enough. He did that today, and he got his just desserts. He got the win. Do you not think...
He's got to start doing it more.
I know you do praise Ollie a lot, but do you not think he deserves credit for that?
Yeah, I do. But he's where was last... I'll give you last week an example. 7 minutes to go. Jesse Lingard. Why didn't you make that substitute earlier?
Let's stick to this game, though.
No, but I'm just saying, there's the difference.
Yeah.
1 week you're not doing it, and this week you're doing it.
Exactly. So this game, I think
both
he got it right in terms of his tactics, because, all right, when we started, I was a bit worried about Fred on his own in the hole, and it was a disaster. He changed it up a bit. You look at who's on the bench, it wasn't great. But even bringing on Martial, you think Martial's all at sea, was effective. Martial kept hold of the ball quite a lot towards the end there.
He did.
When they were frustrated, you were getting annoyed because he was just taking it in the corner. And also, keeping possession. He didn't just taking a corner and lose it. He brought in Bruno a couple of times. Bruno actually maybe should have done better on one occasion. Also bringing on Cavani just seemed to mix things up a bit for them defensively, for you guys defensively, because it was like that extra person to think about. Mason cutting in the right, Cavani sort of dropping in, doing what he does, keeping himself busy.
This is what I said earlier.
Not easy to defend against.
This is what I said earlier when Ollie brought on Cavani. Our defence does, I think its biggest weakness is players with very good movement. And when you've got
physical players.
Not necessarily. Players that know how to get away from defenders. Players like Cavani that can just peel off a man. We're susceptible to slight lapses in concentration, purely just because our defenders just aren't as good.
Well, you did a pretty good job with Dan James, up to his substitution.
For the most part, I thought Wolves defended very well, and I'm happy with the performance. But at the end of the day, we didn't win, and I think from United's perspective, I think you can look at it from both sides really. Where, yes.
My God, right, I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is literally the 30th time I've seen this on Sky now. This foul or not foul.
I think it's the fact he looks at Mike Dean and then goes down. It does look a little bit.
Right, I'm sick of hearing about this now.
From United's point of view, right? So yeah, you've won the game today. It wasn't the best performance, but you have won the game, and that's what matters. I think where I can understand the frustration from United fans is that you can't rely on that every week. You can't.
I said this against Leeds. We were fantastic against Leeds first game, and I was asked, when somebody can do a job, we don't need one, do we? No, you need a plan B, mate. And this is where it's been proven. Last week, this week, get the job done, sign that midfielder, somebody has to be sacrificed, so be it, that's football. Arrivederci.
I mean, to be fair, the season Liverpool won the league, there were quite a few games, to be fair, where they were lucky to win. So this is a good sign, I think.
I think City as well, when they did it, it was yeah, you can pipe down there. There was plenty of luck going over there from our resident scouser in the corner there. Right, I'm just going to get in some of the comments because I've not mentioned anyone's comments yet. We've had loads of them. FFK Fan TV says, too many fans whine about anything this today. I mean, there are criticisms to be had, but there's praise to be given as well. And I think one person who deserves a lot of praise is David De Gea, because he's had a little bit of stick.
Quite rightly.
Yeah, quite rightly.
You've just seen his double save.
His double save today.
Fantastic.
Was fantastic. I'm going to look at it then. First one.
Headed down.
I expect him to save that. Yeah. And the second one, no. Reflexes, reaction, everything. That's vintage Dave.
For me, it's a great save, but Saiss has to score there. He's got the whole goal to aim at from about 3 yards out, and he's put it straight.
I worry for you if you've got to watch this type of finishing for the rest of the season, bro.
Well, he is our centre back.
Well, right. Well, not just him though. Some of the others a bit.
He missed an open goal from 2 yards last season.
I can't could have put that in.
Yeah.
Varane,
I think any
my dog could have put that in.
Any three of us could
You've
have
not
just
seen me
smashed
at five-a-side. Varane, De Gea, fantastic. Sancho had a debut. Bit quiet, I would say, from Jadon Sancho today. I think it was a quiet game. I don't think he did a lot.
Yeah, no, he didn't do anything.
I mean, I'm not getting excited. It's his first start in the Premier League, I think, ever. I don't think he ever started.
This is where people want it instantly. It takes time.
It's patient, yeah.
There's a difference between the Bundesliga and Premier League. Free flow in the Bundesliga. I've watched it. I've enjoyed watching the Bundesliga.
The much higher line.
The Premier League as well. It's slow, but it builds up. It can be fast and it can be slow, and you've got to adapt both.
He's like a different person in the second half, hasn't he? Yeah, the first half he was raging, and now he's very philosophical.
Effing and jeffing everywhere, and that's tactical.
Very calm and serene.
It's called football emotion, mate. I'm a romantic. I'm a football romantic. I dig any football.
I dig any football.
Whether it be non-league, athletic,
he goes
Man
around.
United,
I
watch games.
He sends me pictures from all over the place. Honestly, if there's two teams having a kick around in his garden, he'll go and watch him.
Too true.
Kiel Joe says, loving the lenience on these fouls now. Mardragon7 says, Andy Tate, the romantic. Gutierrez Silva says, #Ollie out. I think that's a bit of a joke. Quite a few comments as well that I've missed who've sort of talking about Souness and just...
more on Souness.
Yeah, he's just
here's another one. If you want to help Fred, bring in that midfielder. It might help him develop.
Yeah, could do.
I want to talk about Mason Greenwood because it's probably my favourite topic.
What's he worth?
He's a good player, isn't he?
You can't put a price on Mason, can you?
Well, you can.
No, but what's he going to...
50 million.
Yeah, you wish. You'd have him.
You'd have
him and selling the next week for 3 times that.
No,
I mean, his first season, I think 19 goals in all competitions when only playing about 30 games, whatever it was. Fantastic, especially towards the end of that season. Last season had some difficulties. We know we had some off the field stuff going on. When I say off the field stuff, I'll quantify that. Like, he lost a close friend. He lost a friend, I think, who took his life. He's only a kid. These are children, 18 years old or whatever, having to deal with something like that. Obviously affected him. There was what went down in Iceland. I don't think Gareth Southgate handled it very well. There was a lot of pressure on him. There's some horrible rumours going around that we now know was complete nonsense. Well, we knew it anyway. And he had to deal with all that. And we put something on Twitter once, or on Instagram, on the channel, saying, like, he's had to deal with a loss. He's a great footballer. Get off his back, and he liked it. Do you know what I mean? He liked the post, so he obviously, He was.
He observed. He resonated. It resonated with him. He said they watch us. They watch us.
But my point is, he came through all that. And towards the end of the season, he was on fire. 6 goals in his last, I think it was 6 in his last 8 in the Premier League or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's now got, I think he's on 9 in his last 11 games.
First youngster to score 3 in the first 3 since, is it Robbie Fowler?
Robbie Fowler. You never remember him.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I said in the first half, I singled him out as United's biggest threat. Yes, you've got Sancho, you've got Cavani, who was obviously on the bench. Pogba, all these players, but for me, Greenwood's a standout just because of his pure finish.
He's our own little pamphlet.
I mean, to be fair, you called quite a lot today, Tom. It was quite good having you on here. But you said about Greenwood, you singled him out as a Wolves fan. He's the one most people go Bruno or Pogba or, maybe Cavani when he comes on.
I think any fan in the Premier League would have Mason in their side.
You would.
I think for me, the most impressive things, even when he was playing for the under-23s, you could just see him. He's such a good finisher. The angle that he scored against Leeds as well. Can't set that up. Like the angle that he scored his goals, that's a tough angle to score.
Remember his first goal was it scored against Rochdale in the League Cup as well.
I mean,
the debut in the amount of chances Wolves create, he'd get about 25 goals.
I don't want to get carried away about Mason Greenwood, so I just say I think he's probably going to be the greatest footballer in the history of association football.
I would say 4 Ballon d'Ors, 4 Champions Leagues, and 4 Premier League titles by the time he's 28,
and a World Cup.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah. People are arguing about man of the match. I think David De Gea got man of the match, did it? What everyone's telling me.
Well, rightly so.
You guys know. Wouldn't surprise me. When you look at what Ollie's doing, and okay, we've criticised certain aspects, but we've praised a lot, and we're getting these results. Do you think it's just going to be all for naught if he doesn't in the next few days get that midfielder, or can we make this work without that midfielder? Because we've got to be honest, the chances are we ain't going to get one.
You've got to get it done.
Got to get it done.
It's there. It's plain to see.
It's one of those really where you'd be silly not to. You've backed him the board have backed him a lot this summer. You might as well go.
But if you're not backing him in the positions he wants,
you might as well go all the way.
Well, he's asked. I want this. I want this. He has said it since the end of last season. I want this. I want this. You've given me this, that, and that.
Everything except.
You've given me everything I want by that. Why didn't you get that fucking first? Why didn't you get that first?
Yeah. That is the thing, I guess, Sal Niguez would be.
You want a difference. You want to be a winner. You want to get a trophy.
You want to be a record breaker.
Yeah, you want to be a record breaker. Get that. Make the difference.
Yeah. Alex Buckingham says, send Ronnie back. We've got Mace, smiling face. Seriously though, what'll add at least 1 Ballon d'Or a year, maybe 3. I agree with that. Just on the Ronnie front, does he just come straight in the team as 9 and Mason goes on the right? Is that how you do it?
I don't know.
Come on, talk to me.
For his first game, I think Solskjaer might be cautious and just ease him in. So, but the next game, it's going to be, I don't know what's going on. We've got 10 days before the next game at Old Trafford. And I've got tickets with my dad. But I never thought it'd be that type of hot ticket in town. But yeah, I don't know how he's gonna fit it all in. We could have another player by Tuesday as well. So where are we in the league? 2nd, 3rd? I don't even know.
Well, I'd say
3rd.
There you go, 3rd. No. You can see the graphic there on 7 points.
All right, there you go.
So West Ham and Spurs bizarrely above us. I mean, I mean,
if you're an Arsenal fan, that is not good reading, is it?
To be fair, Spurs. What is that? 3 1-0 wins in a row now for them.
Oh, DT would be spitting feathers on that.
Who cares?
It's very Nuno. It's very Nuno-esque, but that is it's not great.
Oh yeah, that's got to sting a bit, hasn't it?
It's not great.
Abhishek Pardy says Varane is used to pass to Modric, Cruz, Fred man. I think. I don't ever read this. I think I did say from Leo Man United about come on, this team should be playing better and beating these last 2 games. We're not playing Bayern Munich. Sorry. I'm going to wrap it up there. Listen, if you're not doing, go and check out the merchandise we've got over on the on the merch store. We've got all these new designs as well, some of which have been shared by Bruno Fernandes. Also, we'll have the fan cams coming up as well. Abdullah's just messaged me. He's at Molineux, been getting all the reaction from the fans there as well. I'll be back outside Old Trafford in the morning for the paper talk. Tom, where can people find you, brother?
Tom_Parker12 on Twitter or at Talking Wolves as well.
And also, as people noted in the chat, commentating on Stretford
Paddock.
He's
quite
a little celebrity now here, Mr. I recognise him. You know it's find him on this channel, but where can people find you on Instagram?
If you love me or hate me, I'm on Instagram at Andy_MUFC_Tate.
Like Manchester United, hated, adored, Andy Tate is never ignored. And neither are we. Manchester United keep going. 28 unbeaten away from home. 3 points. We're third in the league. It's all gravy. Mason Greenwood is on fire. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.